Today is Monday, June 22nd, 2026. My name is Mr. Corey Schweitzer. I'm about to receive a phone call from Miss Parkay of the Washington State Criminal Justice Training Center in approximately 1 minute. I'm reporting as a private citizen and a manager of the website LCV Blotter regarding Mr. Blake Richard, Undersheriff of Waukegan County, Washington. I'm recording this on multiple devices, and I intend to publish this video to YouTube after the interview is complete. Hello, this is Corey. Hello.
Hello, this is Julia Parkay. This call will be recorded.
Thank you.
Hi, Corey. This is Julia Parkay from the Criminal Justice Training Commission. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you for asking. And you?
I'm well, thank you. Are you still okay with the call being recorded?
Absolutely, and I am also recording this conversation on my end for accessibility reasons, as previously mentioned.
Okay, great. So, I am calling in regards to your most recent complaint against Undersheriff Blake Richards.
That's correct.
I have some questions that I need to ask you. I am in receipt of your email. Thank you. It was very thorough. However, on my end, I still have certain questions that I need to ask you, and I need to go through them even if they seem repetitive. Does that work for you?
That's just fine with me. I was going to ask you the same thing, that we go through this entire thing, even if it does seem repetitive. Please continue.
Okay, great. So, are you the one that filed the Criminal Justice Training Commission complaint against Undersheriff Blake Richards?
Yes, I have. Originally, earlier this year, and I received a receipt from Miss Lauren Caputo that they were closing it because Blake Richards was not a certified officer at that time. After a secondary complaint that I have renewed after Blake Richards has become certified, has brought us to this conversation here today.
Okay, great. Before we jump into your complaint, have you filed a complaint with the Waukegan County Sheriff's Office?
Yes, I have previously. In fact, I have also lodged a similar complaint in which I shared regarding Sheriff John Hildebrandt, that I am still waiting for confirmation from the Judicial Commission, the same people that I'm talking to right now. Yes, I have. To answer your question, yes, I have. I have not received any follow-up yet from the Certification Training Commission.
So, but have you received any follow-up from
No.
the Waukegan County?
The Sheriff's Office in particular? No, I have not. I have not received word one.
Okay. So, you know about the misconduct because you witnessed it personally because it was your Facebook account, correct?
Between both my personal Facebook account and my business Facebook account, yes, correct.
Okay. So I'm just gonna go over your complaint here. Shortly after becoming certified, Undersheriff Blake Richards blocked your business Facebook account from his campaign Facebook page. Is that correct?
That would be correct, yes.
Okay. You sent me many documents. And I understand that there is these documents, future pertain for something that is far outside the scope of this complaint?
They are supporting documents to this complaint.
Okay. So I'm not clear how your lawsuit in Columbia County relates specifically to Under Sheriff Richards blocking your business Facebook page from his campaign page. Do you mind going over that for me?
Sure. Well, it goes back to what I've sent to you. Um,
Yep.
so, if you don't mind, I'm going to read that. I want to be clear about what this complaint is and is not. This is not about a personal disagreement. It's not about hurt feelings. This is about a certified law enforcement officer who used their official authority to silence a citizen who was reporting potential criminal conduct by other public officials. Then he doubled down by blocking that citizen's investigative journalism business from his campaign page the moment it published an article about his certification. The First Amendment does not permit public officials to use social media as a shield against accountability. The Supreme Court was unanimous on this point, Linkey versus Freed, in 2024. The Commission has a statutory duty to investigate conduct that undermines public trust in a criminal justice system. And these facts are simple. The legal standard is clear, and the evidence is documented. Richards is a state actor. Before we apply the Linkey test, we must establish that Richards is a state actor. That question is settled, that Richard is a Washington State certified peace officer, yes. On or about June 2026, Blake Richards graduated from the Law Enforcement Academy and obtained the peace officer certification from the Washington State Criminal Justice Training Commission. The certification is the Commission's formal recognition that an individual meets training and qualification standards to exercise that authority of a peace officer. A certified officer acts under a color of law. Richard holds that supervisory position. At all relevant times, Richard served as an undersheriff of Asotin County, his second highest law enforcement official in that county, acting under the direct authority of Sheriff John Hildebrand. He exercises actual authority over law enforcement operations and has a statutory duty to enforce the criminal law. The Facebook page was his official page. The Facebook page from which Richard blocked me and disabled comments was used to announce other law enforcement activities, communicate with constituents about public safety matters, post regarding multi-agency crisis responses, and announcing his graduation for certification. The page identifies Richards as undersheriff and was used in his official capacity to engage with the public about law enforcement matters. The bottom line is that Richards is a state certified undersheriff using an official Facebook page to communicate with the public about law enforcement matters. He is a state actor, period. And there's a two-part test regarding to what...
Yes, I am familiar with the test. Thank you.
Yes.
Alrighty. Does Asotin County Sheriff's Office have its own Facebook page or website?
Yes, and they have also committed the same sorts of acts that I have documented and appended to the previous complaint against Sheriff John Hildebrand. And according to Lauren Caputo, those documents were also shared with you regarding the this matter with Blake Richards. So yes, there is evidence of the same action being performed underneath the Asotin County Sheriff's page, and that has also been documented and submitted.
So, remember, I have to ask you certain questions even if I have the document.
Yes, I understand, and I was just clarifying for the record. I know that you have them.
Has the Asotin County Sheriff's Office Facebook page blocked your personal page?
No, they haven't blocked my personal page. Nope. But they have blocked me from commenting on their page. They have turned comments on and off repeatedly. And only after detailing the relationship between Curtis Lidkey and Coroner Lisa Weber unlawfully representing the Superior Court Honorable Judge Brooke Burns.
Has the Stoughton County Sheriff's Office Facebook page blocked your personal or your business account, your investigative journalism account?
No, they have not. Not to my
Okay.
knowledge. But, I mean, I am also not allowed to comment on any of their current posts either. So, in a matter of speaking, yes. In a matter of speaking, no. Do they allow any constituent comments? The answer is no.
So they turned off comments for everyone, is what you're telling me.
They turned off comments for all other posts except for one. There was a post that they had left the comments section open, and then I commented on them, and then they turned off my comments. Then I contacted the Stoughton County legal representative, Amanda Daylong. After
Uh-huh.
4 days, they unblocked the comments section and returned my comments to where they were. However, every subsequent post after that has remained their comment sections off.
Okay. Um, so I pulled the docket for your suit against the Stoughton County and Columbia County, and I see that the most recent entry in the docket is that there was an order
Yep.
entered on June 18th. What was the order setting?
The order was setting a date to hear the first 5 of 10 motions. Um,
Okay, so it's a motion hearing. What is the date, please?
that would be August 3rd. However, there is planning a motion to consolidate and a motion. There's already been a pending motion to expedite. Um, I also filed an objection, which should be the most recent, to the setting date, um, and that is because they allowed the county extra time without any extra reason. I don't know if I supplied those documents to you or not, if I'm being honest. They were just filed, I believe, either Thursday or Friday. But they have not been appended to this complaint because I was trying to be choosy over which documents that are relevant and that are not. As far as the setting date, I didn't find that to be relevant to this, but if you'd like, I'll include that setting date order to be included into the document cache in which I provided Ms. Lauren Caputo on the application box.
No need. I was just, thank you, but that is unnecessary. I was just, because you referenced the case
Yep,
in your email to me, I was just trying to ascertain the current status.
absolutely.
Okay, so your concern, if I'm understanding correctly, is that Under Sheriff Blake Richards is violating your civil rights pursuant to 42 U.S.C. Section 1983, and that this implicates the statute that the Washington State Criminal Justice Training Commission operates under for decertification. Is that correct?
That's correct. And under the Supreme Court rulings, the Knight First Amendment Institute versus Trump, as well as Linke versus Freed, as well as the overturning of O'Connor Radcliffe versus Garnier. It's a unanimous message from the Supreme Court that public officials cannot use social media blocking as weapons against critics.
Mr. Switzer, I'm afraid Knight First Amendment Institute was overturned on certiorari.
It was not necessarily overturned, it was rendered moot. And we can pull up that and include it if you like, but it was because it was rendered moot because Trump was, Biden won the election over Trump, so the Trump versus the Knight First Amendment Institute was rendered moot. It wasn't overturned. And certainly we can pull up that document and argue about that if you like.
I don't want to argue it. I just thought you may be interested. So, okay. You have supplied. It is not my intent to argue with you. I'm just trying to get all of the facts.
I understand.
I just want to be super clear about that. So you have supplied a lot of evidence of the misconduct. Um, are you familiar with how the complaint process works?
I'm quite well acquainted, yes.
So you understand what happens in intake review and the two possible outcomes of intake review?
Absolutely. And I also understand that I have a right to bring that to an administrative judicial review if I disagree with your findings.
Um, I think that
I believe it's either 30, 60, or 90 days. I'm not sure which. I'd have to check the statute on that. But that is my next move if this is denied.
audit. Okay, well, since you're familiar with the process, I'm going to have to check on that, what you just said, but
Yes,
since you're
ma'am.
familiar with the process, um, should this go to hearing, are you willing to testify in a
Yes,
formal hearing?
absolutely.
What would you like to see happen as a result of your complaint?
A decertification of Under Sheriff Blake Richards, a decertification of current Sheriff John Hildebrandt, an implementation over First Amendment and social blocking policies pursuant to Linky versus Freed, the overturning of Garnier, Radcliffe, as well as instituting open meeting acts, which is part of the umbrella of why this has become a problem, is that there are too many people that are playing favoritisms in the Lewiston Clarkson Valley, specifically in Minnesota County. But for the short answer, I'd prefer an investigation and decertification where the Washington State Commission on Judicial Training and Certification deems fit.
So, are you trying to add the sheriff to your complaint?
They have always been separated complaints, but they should be merged into one because, in my opinion, and as the documents do support, they are acting as one organization doing this. And for reasons that are well documented, well shown, having the prosecutor Curtis Lidkey and coroner Lisa Weber to represent a Superior Court judge before the Washington State Supreme Court is a violation of the Washington State law regarding coroners and prosecutors representing judges. And uh, the undersheriff, Blake Richards, refusal to pursue any kind of criminal investigation or charges and doubling down to then block the whistleblower is a brave and bold move towards authoritarianism and a complete violation of my civil rights. Yes, I would like to pursue all of this to the fullest. I prepare to testify.
Okay, I want to go back and review what we do here just in case it's helpful. So when we get a complaint, the case is reviewed, files are requested. You very helpfully supplied a lot of documents. Then it moves to intake review, which is what's happening right now. The case review manager reviews for misconduct that rises to RCW 43-101-105. And the case review team speaks to the complainant and parties involved, reviews evidence, etc. There are then two places it can go from there. If the case review team and higher level managers find that the misconduct alleged rises to RCW 43-101-105, then the complaint moves to investigation. An investigator is assigned. Criminal Justice Training Commission has limited staff, so this phase may take a while. And then after the investigation is finalized and an investigative report is generated, there is an administrative review where it is reviewed by the chief investigator, the division manager, and the assistant director for accuracy and concurrence. They can either decide to decline to take action or request for a statement of charges for revocation. The time frame is extended if it's a statement of charges. If there's a statement of charges that moves to hearing, which is where people would testify, the officer is notified. The officer can default, in which case there's no hearing held or they request the hearing, and the hearing panel determines the outcome. At any time during this process, the officer can surrender. Criminal Justice Training Commission strictly regulates peace officer licenses, the certifications. That's all we do. It's an administrative process. So I think, let's see. Is there anything else to add or any questions you might have?
No, ma'am. Just as long as all of the documentation I provided to you, as well as this recorded conversation, makes it into the hands of the people to make decisions.
It definitely will, no problem. And I appreciate you taking the time to speak to me today, especially since I know you do not like phone calls. It is appreciated.
It's not that I don't prefer phone calls, it's that it's more efficient if I give you emails. But I'm glad I satisfied your curiosity. I hope you have a nice day.
You too. Take care. Bye.